years ago, I created a project. Basically, that was my first ever project which I coded, or at least created, not completely coded, to be honest. So that was my first project, like years back. I remember it was around 2 or 3 years back, right? So it happened because before that time I used to code, and then after a while I hit a realization, and that was something like, I've been coding for a while now. Am I really able to create something out of it? And then I was like, you know what? Stop where I am right now and let's just implement that and create something. So that was the project which I created. The project was actually a group study platform where people or students from different areas, like if me and you are trying to study together, and you're into a different city, I'm into a different city, and if we want to study together, we could literally come to that platform and we could study together, because there were features which will help you do that. So there were features like an integrated timer, which was like isolated for every one of the users. So let's say if I have been studying for an hour earlier than you, so I'll start my timer, and then you will be able to see that, okay, it's been study like an hour before me. So it's like now you have your own timer, so you could start that, and now I will be able to see how long have you been studying for. And it was just one of the many features. Another feature was to add resources into it, so you could literally just add a YouTube video in there, and that video will be the only video to be played there. None of the YouTube suggestions, nothing will be displayed. It was all because to remove distraction, because as we open YouTube and start watching lectures and all, because of the suggestions, people tend to get distracted. At least that was the case for me at that time. So I was like, let's create that also. And then there was a tool or feature to like share the resources. So let's say if I want notes which you also want, so I'll just put it there and you will be able to access it. So that was my first project, and I was like, wow, that's really good. And most of its feature were like AI coded, and that time, you know, Claude or GPT wasn't this smart like they are right now, but they were able to get the job done. So I created it, I hosted it, and then later, years later, when I realized that all of those things, the concept which were used in there, I need to learn them in order to crack the interview. And then I was like, every concept which was used in that project is very crucial for interviews and all, because let's say when we are building these isolated features where everybody will have their individual timers, or a group chat application, let's say a group chat feature which is integrated into that application, these were the feature which needs like real skill to build them. So I was like, if that whole project was made up using all of these skills, why not learn them like completely and then build it again. So at that time I built that project solely on HTML, CSS and JS, and I was like, let's do it again. So like years later, I took that project again. I thought of some refinement into it. So I was like, let's just refine it much more better, and now let's build it using frameworks and all. And along the way, I learned things, I learned the concept which is really needed. So I took the project again. That is what I am building again, a better version of it. And the main goal to build that project right now is to learn everything, so that now if I have to build something like that, if I have to build something which uses any of those concepts, I will be able to build that. Or at least even if AI writes the code, I will be able to understand the code, that okay, if this line is written, what will this do? And along the way, like it's been almost like 3 or 4 days, the kind of concept clarity I've got just because of that project is massive, right? So the traditional way to learn anything was to just go on YouTube and start browsing whatever you want to learn, and then along the way, while you're watching that tutorial, you get that sense of progress where you feel like, okay, you're learning things, but at the time of implementation, you just feel like you don't know nothing. So that was the whole goal, to switch to this type of learning where you just take a project, start breaking it, and then start building it, and you learn as you build. So let's say if a feature into your project requires the learning of WebSocket, let's say if you're building a chat application, so you start learning WebSockets along the way not before it, right? So you learn one thing, you implement that, you learn one thing, you implement that. This is how you learn, and to be honest, this has been a game changer for me. So I was doing that, and last day was again just one of another day where I implemented a feature. And after that, what I did is I went to GPT, not GPT to be precise, I went to Kimi, and then I asked Kimi, let's say I've been applying to jobs, I've been applying to internships, but the amount of crowd out there, which is like, let's say if you're applying to internships on Internshala, you don't know which is the real legitimate company offering internships. So it's pretty hard to find internships out there. And the best way to get an internship right now, which I feel, at least if not the best, then at least the legitimate way, is to start cold DMing. Now earlier I was like very much like shying away from whether if I want to send a cold DM or so a cold email and all. And then now, just a while ago, I realized that this needs to be changed. If I want to break into companies where I want to be, if I want to connect to people who are like sitting with the top 1% or top 10% people, I need to start doing this without any shyness or anything. And then I was like, okay, let's start doing that, right? So like, it's been almost 2 days since I've been doing. And for those who don't know, Kimi is an AI tool just like GPT or Claude, but it is like much more good with the research and all. I felt that, so it could literally search browsers, and also I asked for it to find me the real legitimate people, because now like everybody knows they have to send cold DMs, they have to send cold emails, but they don't know where to find people. That was the exact same problem with me. So I was like, you know what, you need to tell me where to find these people, or if possible find me these people along with their emails, and then we'll start sending the DMs and all. So it gave me list of few people, and then it asked me to go to certain websites which could literally scrape the browser or scrape the internet in order to find their emails. What I used was Rocket Reach. So it gave me the name, I entered the name, and based on that name and company I wanted to search for, it gave me a list of their emails, and then I started cold DMing them. And most of the time, or like for some people, it gave me the email itself. Like it searched the internet, if it found the email directly, it gave me the email right then and there, and then it gave me the template to send whatever message I want to. So that is the thing I've been doing. It's been almost like doing projects and all, it's been almost like 10 plus days where I've been learning concepts and building things instead of watching tutorials. And it's been almost like a day of sending cold DMs, and let's say how far I'm gonna go. And I know a lot of you out there might be onto the similar stage. So if you are, let's do it together, let's build together.